How you doing? This photograph is one of Jessica's. Where is this?
I want to say Ventura.
Ventura.
Yeah.
It's a double rainbow. We had a double rainbow here in town this week. Did you guys see it?
No.
Yeah, I was driving down G Street, and there it was. In that perfect moment. So how are you doing? Really? Some of you probably okay, others of you maybe not quite so much. I saw a poem this week, and I didn't save it, I couldn't find it again, but it started off, the anger that is inside of me is in the same place where love resides, in my heart. And that resonated with me so much. The anger that is inside of me resides in the same place where love resides. And throughout this week, I've been reminded of the old story of the grandfather telling his grandson the story of the two wolves that we all have inside of us, a wolf of happiness, of love, of giving, of joy, and we also have a wolf of greed and despair and anger and harm and violence. And the grandchild asks, but Grandpa, which one wins? And the grandfather says, it all depends on which one you feed. It all depends on which one you feed. We are being called higher and higher into a place of deeper love. The only way through the darkness is to hold on to the light. Is to find those places of gratitude. Find those things of beauty that inspire you. Standing up here this morning with the opening statement and looking out at these beautiful faces, I was so inspired and so filled with love that we have the opportunity to come together in a place as this and to speak truth to reality, and also speak to the presence of the divine and to the opportunity to practice spiritual principle. We can choose to stay in fear, we can choose to stay in anger, and we can choose to acknowledge those feelings and let them motivate us towards more love. Just quite frankly, we are in a dangerous place. I just want to say that out loud. That each and every one of us in this room, regardless of what for me this isn't even about politics, so I'm not even going to go there. This is just other stuff that I don't want to put words to in this moment. That it's hateful, it's harmful, it's cruel, and it's violent. I guess I just put words to it. So we acknowledge that. We acknowledge it, we see it, we feel it. And then we find a way to rise within that, around it, beyond it. It's your choice. Given that you're sitting here in this room, I am assuming that you guys are all choosing love in the best possible way that you know how to show up in the world, in each and every moment. That doesn't mean you have other feelings. Because we each do have those two wolves within us. And remember, I grew up always, hearing the stories, you've got the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. Same story, same mythology, right? We're human beings. We're given free will, freedom to choose. We get to choose, and we get to pay attention to how we are going to show up in life. So, one of my ministerial colleagues, my prayer partner and soul sister, Eliza, not this week, but last week, with last week's nonsense, posted this. I've been thinking of my friends and colleagues who are speaking today, especially in the light of what's unfolding in the world. She said, more than once yesterday, I heard the same question. How am I going to stand? What am I going to say? Here's what I might say. First, tend to the nervous system. Use the tools you already know. Breathe, center, create space. When stress hormones are high, the body moves into survival. Woo! There goes my tablet. When stress hormones are high, the body moves into survival. Fight, flight, freeze. And in survival mode, we lose access to clarity, reason, and choice. The world right now seems designed to keep us alert, reactive, and overwhelmed. But what if all of this is also a call? A signal inviting us to remember what else is true. I believe we are here in these times to awaken, to shift, to consciously participate in what's being born. The new isn't coming, it's already here. Feel into that. The new isn't coming, it's already here. We wouldn't be having all this darkness and if there wasn't so much light that the dark was resisting it. Does that make sense to you? That's an important truth, not only in spirituality, but in common sense and science. The light is always shining. So soften the body, soothe the nervous system, then look again. Look higher, look wider. Look differently. What else can you see now? What is being asked of you? There's a teaching echoed across traditions that everything is either love or a call for love. And we are not waiting for someone else to lead the way. Lead the way, lead the way. You have the power to lead the way with every breath you take, with every conscious choice you make, with every feeling you acknowledge. We are making a difference in every single moment when we remember the divine power of who we are. Feel what you feel without attaching story or meaning. Let the feelings move you, not define you. That's important. Let the feelings move you, not define you, not to get stuck. Then lift your gaze. She says, if you're oriented toward Jesus, remember the teaching offered in the midst of oppression and occupation. Remember, the world has been in this place before. This is not new. Every time it happens, we have the opportunity to awaken more, to remember more, to go deeper, to raise the consciousness more. It seems to be what happens on planet Earth. And we're here for it, because we're here. So we get to either show up and be a part of the game, or sit back and be miserable. Right? But as she said, love, love, love. It's the core message beneath religion, beyond spirituality. Why are you here? To love, then love more. To remember your soul, then remember it more. To serve, then serve, from coherence, not collapse. One thing I'm certain that won't help is ruminating on how bad it is. What does help is noticing where goodness, creativity, kindness, and courage are already alive. What we focus on, we amplify. So notice beauty, speak a possibility, choose connection, and if you're called to action, do it. Whatever that action may be, whatever you and your God, do we have the clicker? Whatever, what you listen for your guidance. What is that question that we ask all the time? What is mine to do? And then take that action, whatever it may be. It may be sitting more in the silence and finding your breath. Maybe that is your call to action. It may be getting out into the streets. It may be whatever it is, it's your journey. But you have the power. You have the power to make a difference in your life. And when you make a difference in your life, you're making a difference in the life of every single person on the planet. When you sit or stand or walk or run or sing and dance, and you are focused on being that radiating light, you are shining light throughout the universe. One group of people that, of course, are taking action are the monks. The monks, the Walk for Peace. Are you following them? And their beautiful writings. And this week, they wrote, in this life we carry so much. We carry the harm we've done, words spoken in anger, actions taken in haste, thoughts that led to suffering for others and ourselves. We carry the wounds others have given us, the betrayals, the misunderstandings, the deliberate cruelties, and perhaps heaviest of all, we carry the damage we've inflicted upon ourselves. All of this weight accumulated over years keeps us from peace. It creates enemies where there could be friends. It builds walls where there could be connection. And they go on to say, but there is a way to set it down. So what are you carrying? The things that we carry within us either weigh us down or lift us up. Be an observer of how you're feeling. Fine-tune those feelings. Don't just take your thoughts and feelings for granted. Allow yourself the opportunity to be really selfish. I know we were taught not to be selfish, but you have the right to be so dialed in to be able to notice the nuances of your consciousness and your feelings and behaviors. Now, I know we're not going to do this every single moment, but as you practice it more and more, you become more attuned to it. And then when you do that, you notice and you can shift. Does that make sense? If we're asleep to it, we can't shift it. And the monks go ahead and they give us all of these wonderful Buddhist prayers. May all people be happy. It seemed like, for me, whatever I was reading this week, when it came to the spiritual uplifting of things, It was all about putting your hand over your heart and becoming aware of your breath and finding that place where you can breathe into that knowing of love and peace and compassion and hope and goodness. And not be mad, but to find the good. Or to take that madness and turn it into the good. Turn it into the love. I cannot but believe that there is a tremendous transformation that is taking place on planet Earth. And I hold on to that, what I know for me as a truth and a faith, and certainly a hope that what I am feeling is true and correct. James Tallarico, the Presbyterian minister from Austin, Texas, and I believe he's running for Senate. The antidote to despair is action. The antidote to despair is action. So again, look gently within yourself and find that peaceful place. There is a beautiful place if you follow Clarissa Pinkola Estes, her beautiful writings. Women Who Dance with Wolves. She wrote a
Run with. Women Who Run with Wolves.
That's a movie, Women Who Run with Wolves. Yeah, Dancing with Wolves is a movie. Women Who Run with Wolves is Dr. Estes's book. But she wrote a beautiful piece. I would love to read it to you here, but it's too long, but it's so, there's so much truth and beauty in that. I'll post it on the e-blast this next week, or maybe before. It's so important. It's so important in so many ways. Asking us to be with her in solidarity, her telling us that she is with us in solidarity. Coming from a woman of Mexican descent, reminding us that what we are seeing is not a new story. This has been happening to Indigenous and people of color for millennia. And so it's time to step forward and rise higher, and to be more humane and more compassionate and more loving, and quit resting on our laurels, and to get busy and wake up and pay attention in whatever way is yours to do. I shared this with you last week. Emmett Fox, there exists a mystic power that is able to transform your life so thoroughly, so radically, so completely, that when the process is completed, your own friends would hardly recognize you. And in fact, you would scarcely be able to recognize yourself. For us to remember that mystical power of who we are. Look at your hands. Think of all they've held, carried, and created. Do this with me. Now place them over your heart and think about all the times you made a difference through how deeply you care and try. You deserve far more credit than you likely give yourself. You are powerful. As Marianne Williamson says, you are powerful beyond measure, and you do make a difference, and so it is. And so as you take your tithes and love offerings in your hands and your hearts, and we hope that the kiddos start heading over here, we affirm together, as I experience the awakening of divine consciousness, I offer this gift in celebration and thanksgiving.